I'm Ricky Saillas. On this special edition of Your City in 5, we're focusing on everything Thanksgiving. Now we have lots to cover, and joining me now is Ramon Herrera. We're here at the El Paso International Airport. Hello, Ramon.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you for having me. That's right. There is a lot going on during the holiday. Of course, the airport will be extremely busy, so let's start with travel. AAA says more than 46 million Americans will travel during the holiday season. A big chunk of people will be flying out of town. Officials at the El Paso International Airport have a few things to keep in mind. First, give yourself some extra time to get to the airport and arrive at least 2 hours before your flight, and check the status of your flight before arriving at the airport. And make sure you have proper ID. Now, if you're picking someone up at the airport, use the cell phone lot while you wait for your friends and family to arrive.
We do have a cell phone lot that you can go in, drive, wait as long as you want. You're a safe distance. You can call, your loved ones can call you when they arrive, and then you can swing over and pick them up. It's very convenient.
To find general information, including flight times and parking info, visit flyelpaso.com. If you haven't been to the airport, you'll see some changes. We've told you about the addition of new flights, renovations to the baggage claim area, and upgrades to Concourse A and B, and new shops. One of the most exciting additions is the virtual wall that greets passengers as they come down the escalator from their flight. City leaders recently unveiled the giant 200-inch screen interactive wall. Passengers at the airport can find El Paso-related info, such as attractions, events, and entertainment options. There's video messages from the mayor, other government leaders, and local businesses that invest in El Paso. The wall is loaded with all kinds of interesting and helpful information, and best of all, the touchscreen wall is easy and fun to use.
It'll have all the latest things that we have to offer in El Paso, whether it's where to go eat, where to stay, where to go play, all those different things that we have in El Paso to offer. They're cool things that are coming here and they're already here. First impression most people have of a community is when they land at the airport. So the more that we can enhance who we are and what we're about, as I've said on several occasions, numerous occasions recently, we're just an unknown jewel. So the more we can express to people in a very quick and efficient manner of who we are and what we're about, the better it is for our community.
The new virtual wall is part of a $4.7 million renovation project at the airport. It's designed to greet visitors who come to our great city.
The El Paso Police Department says this time of year, thieves are more likely to target homes. Here's some advice from police. Do everything you can to make it look like someone is home. Leave a light on inside and outside of your house. Leave the radio on and ask someone to check your mail and your house while you're gone. You can also have the police department do a house check.
The police department offers what we call a code watch. Lets the police department know when you'll be out of town. When patrol officers or police officers have available time, they will periodically check on your residence to make sure that it's safe.
You can sign up for the Code Watch program online. Visit the El Paso Police Department website and search under Code Watch.
A big part of Thanksgiving is the food, of course, and if you don't have a place to celebrate, you're guaranteed to get a warm meal at the convention center. Feeding the Nation's Homeless Foundation, along with the city of El Paso, are hosting the annual Thanksgiving celebration. More than 400 volunteers are preparing and serving warm meals to those who are less fortunate. The food comes from the generous donations by local businesses and organizations. The Thanksgiving celebration is from 11 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. It's free, everyone is guaranteed a warm meal with all the fixings, and if you need a ride, Sun Metro will provide free bus rides on Thanksgiving to make sure everyone has a way to get to the convention center.
Millions of turkeys will find their way to a dinner table this Thanksgiving, but unfortunately some celebrations will be interrupted by a trip to the hospital.
Yeah, your City in 5 correspondent Armando Saldivar brings us an important message on how to keep foodborne illness from spoiling your festivities.
Picking the perfect size turkey this holiday season, that's the easy part. The challenge is making sure your guests aren't gobbling down dangerous bacteria. And your plan to prevent that should really start before the cooking even begins.
It's recommended that they thaw the turkey in the refrigerator several days prior to cooking. This will help ensure that the turkey is ready when you're going to go cook it. What you could also do is completely submerge it in water and make sure that the water is cold and running, and make sure that whatever you do not leave it sitting at room temperature.
That's because when the turkey is left out at room temperature for more than 2 hours, its temperature becomes unsafe as it moves into the danger zone that's between 41 degrees Fahrenheit and 135 degrees Fahrenheit, where bacteria can grow rapidly. That danger temperature is in play when it comes to stuffing as well.
It's recommended that you put the stuffing and you cook it in a separate casserole, but if you must put it in the turkey, it's recommended that you take the temperature of the center of the stuffing once it's cooked with a food thermometer and ensure that it's reached 165 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's also important that leftover food safety isn't left out of your plan.
It's recommended that you put the leftovers in a refrigerator that's 41 degrees Fahrenheit or below, and that'll help prevent foodborne illnesses and make sure that you do it within 2 hours to ensure the food safety.
With this recipe for success and wishing you and your loved ones a safe and happy Thanksgiving, I'm Armando Saldivar for your City in 5.
Thank you, Armando. You can find more information on food safety by visiting ephealth.com.
And if you're doing the cooking this Thanksgiving, the El Paso Fire Department wants to make sure you're safe in the kitchen. The fire department says cooking is the leading cause of residential fires during the holidays and throughout the year. Some tips from the fire department: don't leave food unattended. Avoid wearing loose-fitting clothing when cooking. Turn pots and pans inward. Make sure your kitchen is well ventilated and have a working smoke alarm. For a complete list of kitchen safety tips, visit the El Paso Fire Department website.
One popular and quick way of cooking that bird is to fry it, and if you go this route, firefighters want to make sure you do it correctly.
Yeah, the department showed us how to properly fry that turkey.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant James Sherfield with the El Paso Fire Department. If you're interested in frying a turkey for Thanksgiving, we got some great safety tips for you. Anytime you're cooking outside or you have any type of open flame outside, the first thing you want to do is be careful that you're not too close to any structure. So you want to be at least 10 feet away from your garages, your back door, any place that you decide to cook it. We don't want it too close to structure. Should never be underneath an overhang. So nothing on the porch or in a garage, anything like that. You got to have free air above you. Make sure the surface that you're cooking it on is flat and it's non-flammable. We see people cooking on porches and decks, and that's really a hazard. You want to make sure that propane is at least 2 feet away. You don't want your propane tank too close to the open burner environment. The bird itself needs to be completely thawed out, no water on it, no ice, because you're going to lower it into oil that's hot enough to boil the water. So the biggest problem that people get into is lowering a bird that's either has water on it or ice on it, or they lower it in too quick and it causes it to boil over, or they have too much oil to begin with. So start off by measuring how much oil you need by using water. So after we decide that this is the height that the bird will be, then we can shut the water off at this point, and we'll remove the turkey and drain it out. And now this will be the level indicating how much oil we need in the pot so that we don't go more. And so we were right up to our maximum fill line for that size of a bird. Before you're going to lower that prepped turkey in that's doesn't have any water on it or ice, we strongly recommend that you shut off your fuel supply to the propane. All right, so now lowering in the bird, you're going to just take our time and go nice and slow with it. So the reason why you'd want to use this hook and gloves and safety glasses is that as the oil starts spitting out, if there's any moisture on the bird, you don't want your hands to get burnt. Now, this is one of your most critical steps right here, just making sure that you're lowering in the bird nice and slow and that you've already removed a lot of the liquid from it. I'll just let it sit there for a minute and let it drip off. Happy Thanksgiving from the El Paso Fire Department.
We want to thank the fire department for those tips. More turkey frying information is posted on the fire department website, EPFire.org.
Well, more than likely, you'll have cooking oil left over, especially if you fry that bird. Now, if you don't plan on reusing it, you can always recycle it. The Environmental Services Department urges everyone to get rid of cooking oil by dropping it off at any of the city's citizen collection stations. If you're thinking of dumping it down the drain or in your yard, that's not a good option. Our friends at the El Paso Water Utilities say cooking oil and kitchen grease can damage pipes, storm drains, and sewers. Also, putting the oil in a small jar and throwing it in the trash isn't a good idea either. Here's why.
You don't want to put it when it's in liquid form inside the container in your trash bin, because then when the trash truck picks it up, the packing system will crush it. And then now the truck, you're running a risk of the truck spilling the oil all over the city neighborhoods and the streets, and that will create a safety hazard.
Environmental Services recommends putting the oil in a jug or a jar, letting it cool until it hardens, then throwing it in the trash. But your best bet is to recycle the oil by dropping it off at any of the city's citizen collection stations listed on your screen. You can also call 311 for more information.
The Thanksgiving holiday can also pose dangers for pets. Now, the best thing you can do to ensure your pets stay safe is to keep the food away. Fatty foods are hard for animals to digest, poultry bones can damage your pet's digestive tract, and holiday sweets can contain ingredients that are poisonous to pets. If you suspect your pet has eaten something they shouldn't have, Animal Services says call or visit your veterinarian immediately. In addition to the food dangers, Thanksgiving gatherings can also increase the chances of your pet fleeing from your home. Animal Services suggests keeping doors and gates closed and make sure your pet is wearing a collar and ID tag. Now, if you do lose your furry friend, make sure to visit the Animal Services shelter located at 5001 Fred Wilson Avenue. Now, the shelter will be closed on Thanksgiving Day, but will open at 11 on Friday.
Staying warm this holiday season may be difficult for some and even dangerous for others. That's why the El Paso Fire and Public Health Departments are joining other agencies across the borderland for the Extreme Weather Task Force Winter Blanket Drive. The group is asking for donations of new blankets that can be provided for those less fortunate who call 211 to see if they're eligible. Last year, 3 people in El Paso County died as a result of the cold temperatures. Aside from donating a blanket, one of the most important things you can do is check on elderly neighbors and those with special health concerns to make sure they're able to stay warm during the season.
You can't talk about Thanksgiving and not think about the Black Friday shopping frenzy, as it usually marks the start of the holiday shopping season.
The El Paso Police Department reminds shoppers to keep an eye out on more than just sales. Your City in 5 correspondent, Vianney Esparza, tells us how to stay safe while looking for those deals.
While you're looking for deals, thieves are looking to steal. The police department has a few holiday shopping tips to keep you and your family safe while shopping. Police say you should always be alert and aware of your surroundings. Knowing who and what is around you can help you avoid being surprised. If you're shopping at night, try to park in well-lit areas and close to the store entrance if possible. One of the most important things to do is always lock your vehicle, take your keys, and hide your valuables.
Well, we know holiday shoppers have a lot of gifts that they take from store to store, and if you have to keep them in your car, the best thing to do is to hide them in the trunk or out of sight, where to make your vehicle less appealing to thieves.
And while you're actually inside the store shopping, police say to keep this in mind. Make sure to keep your purse or wallet with you at all times. And if you're shopping with kids, always keep an eye on them and don't let them stray. We all know holiday shopping can be stressful, but now that you have some safety tips in mind, you can enjoy a weekend of great deals. Did you know the day after Black Friday is known as Small Business Saturday? On this day, shoppers are encouraged to support area businesses by shopping locally. One place you can start your local shopping is at the Downtown Art and Farmers Market. Cross people off your Christmas list by taking advantage of the one-of-a-kind gifts and artwork you can find here. In addition, enjoy some holiday treats from local food vendors and bring your kids for free arts and crafts activities. The Farmers Market takes place from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Anthony Street in Union Plaza. And while you're downtown, be sure to stop by other local shops to complete your list. There are hundreds of small shops across El Paso you can support this Small Business Saturday, including the shops at Kern Place. Although Cincinnati will remain closed, the surrounding streets will be open just in time for your holiday shopping needs. Or just take a break at one of the great restaurants. Remember, there's additional parking available at the Glory Road Transfer Center across Mesa, where you can take advantage of 1 hour free parking and just $1 after that. Cincinnati is one of El Paso's great places to eat, drink, and shop local. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get my holiday shopping started. For Your City in 5, I'm Vianney Esparza.
I bet Vianney is going to do a lot of shopping this holiday season.
She better get us something, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no ties though, no ties. Thank you, Vianney, for that report. Well, El Paso has some of the best holiday traditions and events, from the celebration of lights to the newest downtown tradition, WinterFest.
Yeah, Your City in 5 correspondent Martin Padilla gives us a look at all the festivities taking place this season.
The holiday season is upon us, and with that come festivities all over El Paso, especially in the downtown area. Here's how you can be part of all the fun. The city is hosting the 2nd annual WinterFest. The downtown area will come to life through January 1st with all kinds of activities for the whole family. Some of the fun includes a life-size inflatable snow globe where you can take pictures. The popular skating rink is back as well. This year, the rink is open every day. It's only $8 to skate, but free to see. Also, part of the WinterFest, the Kringle Cafe, where you can enjoy a hot beverage and a snack. There's small shops near the skating rink where you can buy some neat items. WinterFest is a great place to bring the family during the holidays. It's also great for a date. You can be part of the WinterFest and downtown activities by hopping aboard the WinterFest Express. Sun Metro is converting this classic trolley into one-of-a-kind express. It's filled with gleaming lights and dazzling decorations. You can park at the Glory Road Transfer Center close to UTEP and board the WinterFest Express for free. The team behind the restoration of this classic carrier wholeheartedly embraced the opportunity to brighten the trolley.
Kind of looking forward to, getting the rest of the decorations on this thing. What they're seeing right now is not the finished product. I'm sure that it'll look much better than it does right at this point. Although it does look pretty good, seeing how the wood's all refinished and all the colors back on it again.
The trolley ride is free. Again, WinterFest runs through January 1st. There's something to do every day. You can find a complete list of activities by visiting winterfestep.com. It wouldn't be the holidays in El Paso without the traditional lights at San Jacinto. Thousands of lights will illuminate the plaza with the official celebration of light ceremony on Saturday, December 2nd. The event begins at 4:30 p.m. and lasts until 11 p.m. Part of the festivities include music, shopping, holiday food, and vendors. And you don't want to miss a traditional light parade that follows a tree lighting ceremony. Make sure you spend part of the holidays in downtown El Paso. And what better way to celebrate the holidays than giving back to the community? The city's retired and senior volunteer program, city representatives, and city manager kicked off the holiday season with the lighting of the gift-giving tree at the El Paso International Airport. The city's Community and Human Development Department has set up giving trees where you can provide a gift to someone who needs it. The trees have more than 500 tags with information of what a child, elderly, or veteran is requesting as a gift.
It reminds me of my little brother. One year we only had $1. I'm the one that went downtown and bought him a little truck. The rest of us didn't get anything. So with this, I feel like I'm giving my family something back in return.
And you can't forget about your furry friends. This year, gift requests from the city's animal services dogs and cats will also be on the trees. The trees have been placed at 8 city facilities. As you can see, the holiday season in El Paso is going to be spectacular. There's more to see and even more to do. I'm Martin Padilla for your City in 5.
Thank you, Martin. As you can see, there's lots to do this holiday season. Well, there's a few things to keep in mind during the week of Thanksgiving. City Hall and all administrative offices are closed on Thanksgiving Day. Garbage and recycling will not be picked up on Thanksgiving Day as well. Thursday's trash will be picked up on Saturday. Sun Metro will also run on a holiday schedule. Now, you can find all of this information on the city's website, elpasotexas.gov. Well, that's going to do it for this special holiday edition of Your City in 5. Ramon, thank you for joining us.
Rick, thank you for having me. I think we touched on a lot of great things happening over the holidays.
Indeed, and just a special note that City TV will be traveling to Pennsylvania to go check out the renovation of the streetcars. We'll have more on that in the coming weeks. Until next time, I'm Ricky Saillas.
And I'm Ramon Herrera.
For Your City
in 5.